If you want your installs to look like this, or if you just want your hair to look like this, keep watching. My name's Estrada. I'm part of the Pro Extensionist team with Donna Bella, and I'm gonna show you how to get installs just like this. All right, let's talk color matching. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, blondes are a little more difficult to match, but I'm gonna show you some easy ways to get the perfect blonde match. Okay, this is the Donna Bella swatch ring. So when you have your client in front of you, you wanna go through the swatch ring and pick a couple options that you think will work and then take them off of the swatch ring. That is the biggest tip I have for you guys. Take it off the swatch ring so you can really see it on the hair. So after looking through the swatch ring, I chose these two shades for her install. I'm gonna put them to her hair and kind of see the vibes. But also I wanna make sure that you guys are always lifting the hair and putting it underneath, letting the hair fall and looking at the blend. Sometimes if you put it here, it's hard to get the perfect match. So you wanna put it where the hair is actually gonna be installed so you guys can see the blend. I color matched her with 11N Platinum Blonde, 7N and 11N Bright Blonde Balayage. Scrunchies are gonna change the game for you. A stylist taught me, and now I'm teaching you guys. Scrunchies really hold all your hair up, and it's way better than clips. And then also the Aura Superfine Strong Hairspray. I'm not sponsored by this. Something about this hairspray just is perfect for getting all the flyaways down and keeping everything really clean. Okay, let's get into sectioning for a Weft install. I'm doing a invisible bead install, but I'm gonna show you the sectioning and how I get there really quick. So if you guys can see, I already have some installed here. One of the biggest things you wanna focus on is making sure that you have enough hair to hide the weft when you pull it back, just like that. So the weft will be hidden. A good rule of thumb is to put your comb in and then go back. And if you don't see the comb, you won't see the weft. Let's do it on this side for you. Look forward. Chin up a little bit. So that'll be a good place for me to start my weft. So after you figure out and determine how far back you need to go, if it's gonna be different on everyone depending on the hairline, you wanna go 2 fingers above the ear, and that's a good rule of thumb to get the weft really nice, and it'll give enough hair to fall over. When you're doing your foundation, the beading is so important, and I've noticed with newer stylists, there's a lot of crosshairs, so I'm gonna show you guys how I do it to get the least amount of crosshairs possible. So when I talked about this hairspray, this is gonna be a big factor of that. So I'm gonna spray this in. Just keeps everything nice and clean. And then what you wanna do is when you're actually weaving the hair through a bead to put the bead in, you wanna keep your fingers, let me make sure. Okay, so whenever you're stringing the bead through, you wanna make sure that you keep your fingers really close to the base, and that will help with not having too many crosshairs, just like that. So the hairspray is gonna help with all the flyaways and keeping your sectioning very, very clean. And then whenever you put the bead in, you want to keep your fingers very close to the scalp. That's gonna help avoid any kind of flyaways, which is gonna result in crosshairs, which could be damage. So just like this, you keep your fingers really close, pull it through, just like that. And then as you can see, it's very clean, very easy. I like to clamp the bead and then over direct it just a little up so it's a little loose, just like that, and clamp on. You want the bead to be really flexible, just like that. So one of the biggest things you want to avoid are crosshairs. They can happen. That's why I showed you the bead technique with keeping your fingers close and also the hairspray. But a way to double check for crosshairs is after your foundation is done, your row is beaded, you wanna go through and just comb through right under the beads, just like this. And if there's any crosshairs, you'll feel them and you go in and adjust. Which I didn't have any, so period. The foundation is set. My row is done and complete and ready for hair. So what I'm gonna do is an invisible bead install. So I'm gonna get all these beads up just like this, put 2 wefts underneath, and then 2 wefts on top. And I'm gonna customize those colors to be a really good blend for her blonde. All right, so as you can see, it's so easy for me to move the beads because they're loose. You want them to have some give, so you could lift them and move them. You don't want them to be too tight. So for the hidden row, what I did is I did 2 wefts underneath and I'm gonna stack 3 on top, but I wanna show you guys what wefts I used. So right here, I did the 11N on top, and then I did the 7N and 11N on the bottom. What I'm gonna do for the top is I'm gonna add 2 blondes, the really blonde ones, and then the dimensional one on top. So when our hair comes down, it'll blend perfect. Okay, so let's talk about the actual sewing part, the most important part. I use a double thread and then I just kind of do it pretty traditional. I knot it at the bottom, but this is the part that's gonna be a little more scary, I would say, but just take a deep breath, everything will be fine. You wanna start it with 3 knots, and the whole time you have to make sure you're going through all the wefts. So just keep that in mind whenever you are sewing, and everything will be okay, I promise. So what I've learned for me that makes it a little easier is if I really just hold the wefts exactly where I want them, pull this through, and then right when I get to the end, I'll just like go through the actual weft, and that kind of helps me make sure that I'm knotting it exactly where I need to knot it, and all the wefts are in my stitch. I'm always looking for crosshairs, and if there's like a crosshair, I always take care of it right then and there. So once you have your first stitch in, you're pretty good to go. You want to make sure that you're always pulling up to keep the weft lifted and tighter to the scalp, and it'll be flatter. What I like to do is every time I go to do a stitch, I do a little crisscross and then I put the bead through. That's just gonna guarantee that every stitch has like a little knot on it, so it's a little more secure. I also like to hold onto the hair as I'm tightening it, and just like that. So every time I stitch, especially at the beginning, I wanna make sure that I'm getting all of the wefts. So be a little more crazy when it comes to that, because you don't wanna have a loose weft just in there. So I'm always making sure that when I am sewing, I'm elevating everything up so it lays as flat as possible. And then this little trick that I have just kind of helps secure. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, as I'm going through, I will go all the way till I'm about to go to the base. And then I like to do this little twist, like a crisscross, and I put the needle through. What that's gonna do is that's going to knot each stitch so everything is a lot more secure. I always like to take care of any flyaways as they come. And then when I'm gonna finally finish my stitch, I like to hold onto the wefts and pull up just like that. All right, guys, why are you not doing extensions? I wanna say that for me, it really changed my business, because the way I look at it is whenever you're doing a lot of blonding, you have to run around the salon, you have to like go back and forth. When you're doing extensions, you just stand in one spot and you make just as much money. So I think it's really smart if you're not doing extensions to think about it, not only for our lives of making money and being able to do whatever we want, but also for our bodies. I really can make more money just standing here and installing rather than running around the salon doing root smudges, toning, blonding. Just think about it. So why did I choose Donna Bella hair? First off, it's 100% human Remy hair, which is the highest quality, so that says so much. They've also been in the industry for 20 plus years, which is very impressive. They also are education based, which I love because that's where I come in and I help you guys understand extensions more and kind of normalize it being like a simpler thing. It can be simple, it doesn't need to be scary. So yeah, that's why I love Donna Bella. Let's talk about the shade names. I know they're hard to understand and maybe remember, but that's all changing. We are changing all the shade names to mimic hair color. So for example, if you're doing a 7N on your client, you should be able to order 7N hair, and that'll be the name of that shade. So it's gonna be so much easier. And there's also gonna be new packaging. So when you're doing the hidden row, you want to do a stitch on each side of the bead, but also do an additional stitch in the middle of each bead to keep the weft really together. And it also guarantees that you're gonna get all 5 wefts, or however many wefts you stack, together. Let me show you a little secret, a little tip that I have that made everything a lot easier for me. Come closer. What you want to do is you can see every weft in here. Can you see it? So I have everything combined right here and held really tight. And you want to make sure that you're getting all of those. So I like to, every now and then, just make sure that I'm getting all the wefts in my stitch. Let's go over the way I like to stitch for the hybrid weft one more time. So you want to stitch on each side of your foundation bead, and then in between both of your foundation beads, you want to just stitch just around the wefts to kind of hold all the wefts together and make them really secure and become one weft. Let's talk about how I use scrunchies to secure her hair up so I can sew efficiently. I've noticed that it helps me just be a lot more quick and a lot more clean when sewing, and it helps me use less clips. So if you haven't tried scrunchies, I 10 out of 10 recommend that you try it. I think that you'll really like it. This color match is so perfect. I'm so proud of myself. I'm getting really good at this. But this is why you do the invisible bead method. Look how flawless it looks, and it's perfect for clients that wear their hair up. I am obsessed with the way it came out. Now let's get into cutting, blending, and styling. For this custom install, we decided to do the hybrid weft. I chose that because her hair could handle it. She has enough volume at the root so it can disguise everything. Also, she wants lots of volume and length, so I thought that was the perfect method for her hair. Then I wanted to add a couple tapes with the same shades as the wefts, just to add a little more volume in the front. Also to show you all that a custom install is so easy and it's really a game changer when it comes to your clients and getting the best results.